Welcome, everybody, to today's webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 best business planning strategies to finish 2022 strong with our host with the most, Darryl Davis. Dr. Darryl.
Dr. Darryl, that's the new title for me.
That's right. To get the most from today's webinar, we want you to take really, really good notes, and we want you to use that Q&A panel to ask any questions you might have. Don't stress if we don't get to them right away. We are going to be taking those at the end. And we'll be doing some coaching and training at the end. So stick with us if you don't have to bounce at the top of the hour. If you want to reach us at any time after today's webinar, you can reach us on all social media channels at Darryl Speaks. Darryl is the author of 3 books, all published by McGraw Hill Publishers. That first one you see there, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate, is actually one of the best-selling books to real estate agents on Amazon. Darryl was named as one of the top real estate newsmakers in the Big Hearted and Brave category. Actually, that's the old one. This is our 3rd year. He's for 2022 as well. So it's our 3rd year running.
Right. That's the old one. Look at that.
Yes, there you go.
All
3rd year running as one of the top real estate newsmakers and influencers by Risk Media Magazine. Darryl also has the honor of having the coveted CSP designation by the National Speakers Association, which is only given to less than 2% of speakers worldwide. On that note, Darryl Davis, take it away.
Thank you, Jules. Thank you very much. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the session on the 5 best business planning strategies. Now, a couple more things I want to go over before we get into the content, because I know we have some new people on the call. Is this a sales pitch, this webinar? No, it's not. This is actually part of our sales training, though, of our coaching program called the Power Program. We have 2 types of people on this call. One is our Power Agent members. These are people who are our members. They're in our coaching program. There's some of you that are our guests. We're so glad the guests are here. The reason why I just wanted to distinguish that up front is because being that this is really geared towards our power agents, from time to time, I'll have like a side conversation with them to point something out to them. But overall, there's a lot of great content for everybody. So we're really glad you're here. I do have a special announcement I just want to say, and really it's a commitment to our company to just keep up front the elementary shooting that happened in Texas recently. So for the whole month of this month, we are making weekly donations on behalf of the power agents because we're really just doing because we just don't want people to forget what happened. As time passes, sometimes it's easy to get distracted and forget. And anyway, so that's what we're doing there. All right. Other thing, big news is this topic, right? So what we're going to focus on is the 5 best business strategies for the rest of this year. Now, I do want to also say in designing this session over the past week, I want to share this with you as well. Some of the topics that we do on these weekly training sessions will go wide, which means we'll cover a little bit of a bunch of things because it's only an hour, right? So we can't go deep on when we do that. So going deep is if we were going to do a session just on, which we do, on prospecting FSBOs or doing the listing appointment, how to get your offers accepted. Those are deep. This particular session is going wide. So I'm going to give you a bunch of different things to think about. As a matter of fact, I hope it's okay with you that instead of giving you 5 strategies, I'm going to give you 15. And the reason why I want to give you 15, because when I was writing this, and I want you to hear me on this, as I was thinking, what's the best 5 strategies for you to finish this year? I was like, you know what? You can't say like the 5 strategies for all agents, because some agents are at different levels than other agents. And what somebody would do at this level is maybe not the same at this level. So as I started to design this, what I decided to do was break it down into 3 levels. And based on those levels, I want to give you 5 tips and strategies. So for example, one of the 3 levels might be where you have actually no business right now, right? So you have no listings, you have no sales, and you're really trying to get something going in your business. You know, an agent who has got no business trying to get something going is different from an agent who does have a handful of listings and has some sales. Their production may not be consistent though. Like they'll have this really great month, right, where you get 2 or 3 listings and a couple of sales, and then next month it's like 1 or no listings. But then you also have that other level, which is a steady flow of cash, right? You've got several listings, several closing each and every month. Now, obviously, I don't have to tell you, gang, an agent who's got a steady stream of money coming in every month, like 10 grand a month, let's say, is different than an agent who doesn't have 10 grand coming in every month. So to be honest and fair is why I'm breaking the session down differently based on your levels. One other thing, and because this is the first time I'm teaching this topic this way, I do want to say this as well, is that it's not a hard, fast rule when I'm saying, like, you may be at level 2 and I'm going to share something in level 1 that you will say, can I do that? I don't want you to say, no, you can't do that because you're not in that level. So mix and match. So whatever works best for you. And that's the most important thing that I do want to say before I start teaching these 5x3 strategies is there's no real right answer to be successful in real estate, right? There are so many different approaches. And my power agents, you've heard me say this on our coaching calls, is like in the old days of vaudeville, their expression was, you got to find your voice. You've got to find your act. You've got to find what works for you based on your abilities, based on your talent, based on what you like, what you're passionate about. So it's really important that you hear what I'm saying, because I know some of you need to hear this, because you'll have some speakers that say, this is the way you have to do TikTok and Instagram and video on a regular basis. No, you've got to pay for ads. And no, you've got to do not. And so you can get really confused and overwhelmed because you've got, like, because then you have to do everything. And then there's no time for you to live a life. There's no right way to do in real estate. It's the one that you can commit to and be passionate about. And it's your voice. It works for you. So with that said, let me share with you some great strategies, and you take on and do what works best for you. Let's talk first about level 1 agent. The agent's got no listings, no sales right now, and really needs to make something happen. Here's my tips for you, 5 tips. First of all, number 1 is use the telephone. Use the telephone. Here's why I say use the telephone. Number 1, it's the quickest. It's the quickest. You can talk to a lot of people in a short period of time. It also costs you zero, nothing, as far as cash is concerned. And if you've got no business, you need to pay attention to your money and how you spend it. But here's why I really love the most about using the telephone. And hear me on this. And this would apply maybe to level 2 agents as well. When you can master the telephone and have a conversation with somebody without the use of your facial expressions, your charisma, your charm that you have, when it's just your words, and you can take just your words and turn that conversation into a listing appointment, I'll show you somebody who's mastered real estate. It's powerful. I'll show you somebody that has a level of confidence. Your confidence level increases. See, I know for me, if I ever decide to get back in real estate, which I'm not, this is my voice. This is what I love to do. But if I ever wanted to, I would know. You could throw me anywhere in the middle of the United States with nothing but my cell phone and a list of leads, and I'll make 6 figures. When you have that, you feel really powerful, right? You don't feel like a victim of what's happening in the world. So let me share some stuff with you about the telephone. My son does telephone sales as well, and he's killing it. I'm really proud of my son. Don't get me started. I can do a webinar just how much I love my son. But we were talking, he calls me every day after work as he drives from his office to his home. And he was talking about in his business, it's called talk time. They literally they have the software, and the software gives the leads. And when you call somebody and dial from the computer, it tracks how long you're on the phone with this person, real high tech stuff, right? And so they call it talk time. And I started thinking, what if an agent increased their talk time? Because my son has one of the highest talk times in the office, which turns into he's also one of the highest producers. I think he's top three, and he's only been doing it a year. So it's about talk time. Imagine if you were talking 30 minutes to either a buyer or seller about real estate. You did that 5 days a week. That's 150 minutes in a week. If you did that times 4 weeks, that's 600 minutes in a month. If you had each conversation was, let's say, on average 5 minutes, that's 120 new homeowners, or 120 owners and buyers and sellers. Here's my question. Whoops. Wait, a tech problem. Oh, geez, Jules, hang on a second. Here's my question for you. It's all right. I just escaped out of the whole PowerPoint. My question is this: if you were to give me a second, if you were to speak to 120 people in the next 30 days about buying or selling real estate, do you think that would have an impact on your business? I'm going to say it again. If you spoke to 120 homeowners, or a mixture of homeowners and buyers in the next 30 days, do you think that would have an impact in your business for those of you that have 0 listings, 0 sales? Let me show you something else. We came up with this for one of our coaching calls with our power agents about the real costs of fear, because a lot of reasons why we don't use the telephone is because we don't have fear. Fear has us. And, here's what I believe, and I say this all the time, is I hope that you have a breakthrough in you calling, because if you can overcome your fear of calling, you will have a ripple effect in your business. Your business will naturally increase because you won't be you won't feel controlled by your feelings. It's powerful. It's a powerful transformation that happens to you individually when you can have a breakthrough in fear. So I hope what I'm going to share with you might help you in facilitating that, again, for the people that need to hear it. If you were to call, so this is a little different than the talk time. We're actually going to put some numbers on this, and it's different numbers, different slides. So just stay with me on this. Let's say you were to talk to, 1 hour a day of prospecting, and you did that 5 days a week. It's 5 hours of calls. And let's say you did 5 hours of calls, and, you did that in 4 weeks. That would be 20 hours in the entire month, right? And let's say you got one appointment per hour. So if you had one listing appointment per hour and you did 20 hours in a month, that's 20 listing appointments. Are you with me so far? If you had those 20 listing appointments, and let's say you could get to the level where you're getting 1 out of every 5 or 1 out of every 4 appointments, that's 5 listing appointments you've got, 5 listings you've gotten. In those 5 listings, let's say only 3 of them sold, which in this market, they probably all would sell. And then if you had $10,000 in commission per sale, and some of you, it's much more than that, but going with the low numbers, that's $30,000 in a month, which actually translates to $360,000 in a year. So here's my point, gang. It's costing you so much money in you letting fear control you. So I'm going to encourage you, the tip 1 for level 1 people is start using the telephone. Now, when you're using the telephone, you want to find that dialogue that works for you. And everybody has different dialogues and stuff. At Power Headquarters, we give over 29 dialogues. I happen to be the master of FSBOs and expireds in the industry. And our power agents, usually they can call 5 FSBOs and they can get 3 appointments. Mine's 4 out of 5. But anyway, let's continue on. So FSBOs is one of the areas that you can hit with the phones. You can also hit expireds with the telephone. Houses for rent. Now, by the way, I know some of you are like, Darryl, can you call FSBOs on the do not call? Like, there's questions that, remember what I said, gang. This training session is going wide. I can't go deep on any one because I still have so much. I'm on level 1, strategy 1, right? So, you need to think of what is it that you want to prospect during that hour, that telephone. What do you want to work? Past clients, friends, families. Orphans are a name that we came up with, which is these are people who bought or sold through your company. And the agent who is involved in that deal is no longer working for your company. So you can adopt those into your client base. You can follow up with them. These are part of the dialogues that we have. But my point is, during that hour, these are some really great areas that you can be calling. And if you don't like one of those 5, there's 100 different other things that you can do as far as hitting the phones. There's 100 other different areas. The point is, you should never be at a loss of doing 1 hour of calling 5 days a week. If you are level 1 agent with 0 listings and no sales pending, commit, please, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. Do it for a month. You know what? Do it as an experiment. Listen to what I'm just saying here. Do it as an experiment for 30 days. Give me 30 days, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, and let's see what happens to your business. I guarantee you, you're going to have a financial breakthrough. Here's the second tip, is you've got to commit to a routine. The magic, and by the way, this right here, what I'm going to share with you, applies to all levels, quite frankly. The secret sauce of being successful is the consistency. So let's say, for example, you took a rock and you had it in the bottom of the ocean. And if it sat in that ocean for 1,000 years, what's interesting is that water will never penetrate the rock. The water will never penetrate the rock. But yet you see in the landscape of America where some waters have cut through rock over time. What is the difference between the river that can cut through stone where an ocean can't penetrate a rock? What the difference is, the consistent action. The river is consistently doing what it does, and it can cut through rock. The secret sauce in being successful is consistent action, the same action, and also having patience. See, if you think about cooking a cake, and if a cake takes 45 minutes at 350 degrees, depending on the size of your pan, don't ask me how I know this so much. I like cake. You can't speed up a cake. The cake takes as long as it takes. There is the temperature and there's the consistency, and you let it do what it has to do. Just like if you're on a diet, you don't lose weight overnight. You do consistent action over a period of time. If you're looking for gold, it is the consistent action over a period of time. If you save money, it's the same amount of money consistently over time where you produce the result. So the second strategy I'm going to say to you is commit to something consistently. And of course, I'm telling you, it should be the telephone. I see some people are asking questions. I love it. Keep writing your questions, because when I'm done at the end, we're going to do it in order and how they came in. So if you have a question you want coaching on, whatever I'm teaching, write it in there. So one of the things we create for our power agents is a daily suggested schedule. It's suggested, right? So you'll notice here, 9 to 10:30, that's 90 minutes, right? Prospecting now business, which would be FSBOs expired. 2:30 to 4:30 could be future business, which means door knocking, calling past clients. See, FSBOs and expireds, we know they want to sell now. So that's why we call it now business and their future business. That's just an example. I don't care, though. If I told you, I'm asking for just 1 hour of consistent action. Here's something else I just want to share with everybody, too, as a side tip. It's just a side tip. I just want to share this with you because I think it's important. Is that because real estate can be very overwhelming and stuff, and sometimes you can do a lot of activity, you don't feel like you really accomplished something. A whole week can go by, like, what did I accomplish? You know, one of the things that I learned, Warren Buffett actually taught me this, is Warren focuses on just 3 tasks at a time, like 3 projects, I should say. And he's committed to those 3 things. When one of those 3, he'll have a list of other things, but he only works on 3 at a time. When one of those items is completed, then he takes something from the other list and puts it back. So he's always working on 3 at a time, and that's it. The sun can cover the planet Earth, half of the planet at any time, but it won't cut through steel like a laser beam can. So when you're laser focused, so one of the things I suggest you do is you have some kind of schedule or commitment saying that, you know what, if I just do these 3 things this week, right? These 3, like I'll have my to-do list, but if I accomplish these 3, I'll feel good as a person. I'll feel good as an agent. I'll feel like I moved my business down the path of success. So focus maybe on really lasering on getting those 3 things done. You can do whatever else that week, but make sure you get those 3 done. That might be a powerful thing for you. Okay, so use the telephone, commit to a routine, remove the speed bumps. So if you're going to do what I'm suggesting in prospecting or anything that you're doing consistent, it's important you remove speed bumps. We have speed bumps in our business that distract us, that robs our energy, sucks our joy. See, speed bumps, like if you look at a car and when a car is going, let's say whatever it's going, 40 miles an hour, as soon as it hits a speed bump, what happens to that car going 40 miles an hour? It slows down immediately because here's the science behind it. The science behind it, turn to the car. The science is the speed bump. Like if we had some thermal imaging where we could see the color of the energy, here's what we would see. We would see the energy that's in the car get sucked in by the speed bump. The speed bump sucks the energy out. And so what happens for us in our business, we may start out, we like get up in the morning, right? We're all excited. I'm going to prospect today. I'm going to have a breakthrough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then you go into the office and then you get some bad news or you get some bad information or a deal falls apart, or then you got to find the FSBOs and you're going online and you're searching and you're researching and then you're checking your social media. And before you know it, it's 5 o'clock, you're exhausted, and you go home and you did nothing when it comes to your prospecting. Because all of those distractions were a speed bump. You've got to remove the speed bumps. Some of you, your day feels like a huge speed bump. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to get over this. Some of you are married to a speed bump that's like a wall. So you've got to try. That's another course. You've got to try and remove the speed bumps. So that way, because here's listen, when it comes to willpower, you and I don't have an infinite amount of willpower. When we start the day, you have like a cup of willpower every day. Here's what happens. You wake up in the morning and God, she gives you a full cup of coffee of willpower. I know I said she, I'm playing it safe. If it's a he, he'll understand. Anyway, you get a full cup of willpower in the morning. And as you go through your day, the willpower gets depleted. The game is, by the end of your day, you want to have a little left of willpower. Every speed bump you have sucks you dry. So when it comes to prospecting, I know what I'm talking about here because this is my specialty, the telephones. You got to remove the speed bump of finding your leads. One of the companies that we are a fan of, that we love, is called RedX. Now, Power Agents, I'll talk to you for a second. Power Agents, you get a special deal nobody else gets. You don't pay for a month. There's no contract. You don't pay the setup fee. It saves you over $600, Power Agents. So, but it's in the website for the Power Agents. But anyway, everybody, here's what RedX does. RedX will see at the bottom of the screen, they give you all the expireds, the FSBOs, the houses for rent, pre-foreclosures. And when you log into your account, there's your list of leads for you. And when you click on it, it says, okay, here's some information about it. And then if you start calling, then you can leave messages. You can do the thing if you want. To me, RedX is the bomb when it comes to removing the speed bumps of using the telephone. Listen, when you have when money is low, like when you're level 1, and I don't like level 1 agents spending money they don't have. But there's certain things that you need to invest in. You need to invest in a small amount of coaching and training for yourself to stay focused. You need to invest in your cell phone. You need to invest in your business car, your dues. And in my opinion, Red X. To me, Red X is important as your car or your cell phone, because if you're going to prospect on the telephone. If you're not, then that's different. Okay, so commit to that routine. Remove the speed bumps in your life. And it doesn't have to be, I'm talking a lot about Red X and finding leads and having them do all the heavy lifting for you. But the concept is anywhere that you have things sucking the joy out of your life, remove it. Life is too short. Number 4 is master the listing appointment, level 1 people. And the reason why I want you to master that listing appointment is because I want you to feel confident. Because here's the other thing I know. Listen, I've been, unlike some of my colleagues, before I got into doing seminars, I was a trainer, like training agents for the original Power Program was a whole year where I would train in person for a whole year. So I know about how to double people's production because I've been on the field of real estate, the front lines. And here's what I know. If you don't feel good about your listing conversation, like you getting the appointment and turning that appointment into a listing, it's going to impede you on the telephone because you almost want to sabotage yourself because you don't want to get the appointment subconsciously because you don't know what the hell you're going to say when you do go there. So you mastering the telephone conversation, the listing appointment, and you feel good about it, it'll empower you to want to make calls to get the appointments. So I can't go deep on this. I told you we're going wide, so let me go wide. I'm just going to give you an overview. Power Agents in the webinars on demand, the trainings on demand, we spent a whole hour just on what you see on the screen right now. Here's the overview. When you do a listing appointment, the R stands for rapport because people want to like you and trust you, and you need to focus on that connection and building a rapport. A lot of people are so worried about presenting price and presenting commission. You don't worry about price and commission. You ain't there yet. It's 4 steps. First step is they got to like you. If they don't like you, price and commission will be a non-issue. So focus 1 step at a time. Once you feel like you've got that rapport going and you continue during the whole conversation, you want to engage them. How do you engage a homeowner into a listing conversation? Is you ask questions. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You communicate in that proportion. Listen twice the amount of speaking you do. The listing happens in the listening. But here's the other reason why you're asking questions, not just to engage them, but you want to find out what they're committed to, because what you're actually doing as a listing agent, you're helping people get to their next level in life. But you can't help them get to their next level in life if you don't know what that is. So you're asking questions to find out what they're committed to. Based on what they're committed to, you're going to give them some advice. You're going to give them some coaching. You're going to tell them, here's what you can do to help them get from point A to point B in their life. Here's what you do as a licensed agent in the state. The state has given you a license that says you know more about listing and selling real estate than any civilian does. You've earned the right to be there. That's why you got the license. So you're going to tell them, here's what you do. And you're not going to use scripts. You're going to talk from your heart, not your head. You're going to do it. It's like, here's what I tell agents. The problem with listing appointments, memorize scripts, is what happens if the other person doesn't know their part. It'd be nice you go on a listing appointment. Mr. and Mrs., here's your part, here's mine. It doesn't work that way. Like, look at me. Am I looking at notes? Am I reading a script to you? No, you talk from your heart, not your head, when you know the business really well. So anyway, Power Agents, I tell you to use metaphors and analogies in the listing appointment. Anyway, let's continue on. Rapport, give them advice, engage them by asking questions. You give them advice, and then you list and leave, of course. Don't hang around. You got to get to work. Now, I do want to share with everybody really quick, even though we're not going deep on the listing appointment, is breaking the ice, right? So when you do the listing appointment, one of the things that I found when you can break the ice, listen, especially if you're not a big lister yet, because we're at that level 1 area, right? So if you break the ice with the homeowner, it actually breaks the ice for you as well. It gives you a certain amount of confidence, right, with the homeowner for you to continue the conversation. It kind of takes some of the stress off. So one of the things I suggest you do is, I'll give an example. If, let's say, they have children, right? One of the things is that, what do they say? The quickest way, how's that expression go? The quickest way to a man's heart is through the stomach. The quickest way to a parent's heart is through the children. And so let's say you got children, and a lot of people don't realize that children, it's a traumatic when they move. They may not be able to articulate it, but studies have shown that it's a major shift for kids. So what we created for our power agents, as an example, is this guide for children. The guide actually goes through for the parent to explain how to make this move an engaging and almost like a game for the kids to take the stress and pressure off. And I'm very proud of this because we're passionate about children here at Power Headquarters and anything we can do to help a child's life. So anyway, but this is a great icebreaker, right? You put your name on it, your contact on the back, blah, 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 blah. Here's another one. Is you say to the children, is say, listen, if your mommy and daddy, they hire me, would you be my assistant realtor? And I'm going to do a little contest here with you. And basically, they become your clean house partner, depending on the age of the child, that what the child can do is earn tickets for a prize. So if they pick up the toys before a showing, they make their bed in the morning, turn the lights on when people are coming to see the house, help wipe the surface. What's really awesome about this is that it makes the move for a child engaging and positive versus stressful and anxious. Like they're helping, they're realtor. It's so great. The parents love it. It's just a great thing to do. You have little tickets that you give, and you'll sponsor it. You'll tell the parents, I'm going to sponsor this. And and here's what you can do with something like that. You can, even if they don't list with you, you give this as an icebreaker to the parent. Listen, whether you hire me or not, this is what I do with my clients. And I made a copy for you. Here's how I do it with my clients. And you explain how you get the children engaged and da-da-da-da. And you just start off your listing appointment with that. How great is that, right? How great is that for you as well? Okay, so remove the speed bumps, master listing appointment. And the last one here, number 5 for level 1 agents, and we'll go on to level 2, is do an open house for another agent. To me, open houses is a really powerful listing tool, especially, thanks, Yvette. Thank you very much. Yvette Foster said, I love it. Yes, thank you very much. By the way, I'm just curious, if you got anything out of level 1, I'm not done with level 1, but if you love anything, do me a favor, put that in the Q&A because I want to read some of those as well. And we'll publish them. I'll shout out. But doing an open house is a powerful way to generate listings and buyers. One of the things that we've seen in this market is these lines around the house. It's just what I love about the lines around the house like this, what you're seeing is it's great advertisement to that whole neighborhood, right? All of these homeowners, and I'm going to tell you something real quick. See, all right, let me first share this with you. Power agents, when you go to the training modules, you will see that there is a whole hour where I talked about how to turn one open house into a stream of listings, along with how to generate buyers. And there's power agents, a whole checklist. There's 4 sections in doing an open house successfully. There's the preparing for the open house. There's promoting the open house. There's the presentation, meaning the day of the open house. And then there's the post-open house. So it's the 4 Ps. So a whole hour on this. Make sure you watch it. I'm going to just teach something really quick because I don't want to tease and say, oh, it's great. And I'm not going to give. So let me give you a little something from it that I love. Is when you do an open house, you can do an open house just for the neighbors, or you can actually, before you do the public open house, invite the neighbors exclusively. One of our power agents just posted this a couple of weeks ago. And this is what it looks like. You're invited. This event is by invite only. I don't know if you can read this, so I'll just circle in on. You're personally invited to a neighborhood open house. As the homeowner will not be present, I'll providing a personal tour. Now, here's what happens. When you invite the neighbors and you tell the neighbors the homeowner will not be home, so I'm going to do this personal tour, forget about it. The turnout you're going to get is off the hook awesome. And the reason why this is so, because they're nosy. If they know the homeowner's not going to be home, yeah, let's go inside and see. Let's see what they did. Let's see how they decorate. Let's see. Come on. Now, when the reason why this is so awesome is if you invite 25 neighbors, you know how many people are going to show up? How many homeowners? 30 homeowners. Because 5 people heard about it, even though they didn't get the invite, they're going to crash it. Now, when you're showing them the house, you're not showing them the house. You're focused on building a relationship with these people. Oh, thanks for coming. Hi, what's your name? Oh, that's very good. Let me give you a tour of the house. Do you have a similar style like this? What do you love best about the neighborhood? How long have you lived in this neighborhood? If you were going to move, where would you move to? When was the last time you had a market analysis done on your house? Why don't I do this? I don't mind. Why don't I find a time I can come over to look at your house and I can tell you how much your house is worth? I think every homeowner should have this done at least once a year, like how you do a physical once a year. You should do that with the value of your home because it's the most important asset. When I do this, I can come over at 6 or with 7, be better. If you had 30 homeowners come, you should have 30 CMAs. I love this. Okay. And if you really want it, the public open house, if you really want to do some for one open house, hire a drone and have that over the neighborhood. Come on now. This is not an expensive thing to do. You'll have what the hell's going on at 1010 Hana Hana? I ain't got to get over there. Look at this down the street. Every neighbor sticking, what the heck's going on over there? This is great. One open house, level 1 people. You can generate a ton of business. Let me see what some of you said. All right, here, let me summarize this. So what we said for level 1, use the telephone. It's the quickest, most effective. You'll help master real estate. You have breakthrough in fear, and you have a breakthrough in your business. Commit to a routine. Remove those speed bumps in your life. Remove those speed bumps. Master listing appointment and do that one open house. Let me see. Patricia Parks, you love to remove the speed bump. Joseph White, just do it. Make the calls. Then surprise. One will say yes. Absolutely, Joseph. Holding an open house this weekend in the mountains. We'll use this piece of info. I'm so glad. This is great. I'm looking here. Love that. Oh, they're all coming in so quick right now. Okay. Love the children's guide. Antoinette, yes, man. Thank you. I'm so glad. David says, awesome. There is no better advice meant to the Darryl than make it easier on the kids is another way to get an appointment. Yes. Love the children's guide. Okay. Very good. All right. Let's continue on. Level 2 people. Level 2 people. These are those of you that have a handful of listings themselves, but it's not consistent. Here's some tips for you. And of course, the first set of tips may work for you, strategies, but here's some things I'm going to suggest. One of them is I want you to start, like if you start getting money in, start doing some investments in marketing, but do it small. Do it small. Let me give you an example. Now, Power Agents, we just launched something yesterday. What we launched was Power Agent Social, which is actually just listed .social, this company, and we did this deal with them. And what it is, let me explain. When you get a listing and you want to pay for some Facebook ad and Instagram and get some leads from it, for you to do that yourself, it's so overwhelming because you've got to know algorithms, you got to know lookalike audiences in the housing category. You can get banned from Facebook if you don't do it right, yada, yada, yada. So for a while, I've been trying to find a social media advertising company for Power Agents that made it really easy, right? Well, this company that we got, you type in the address, the ML number, bada bing, it generates the ad for you. That's it. And it takes you less than 2 minutes, and you've got a social media ad happening on Facebook. And now watch this, though. Here is the screenshot from the launch that we did yesterday. We did the launch yesterday. They normally charge those prices on the left. But if you look at the right for Power Agents, if you want to run the ad for 3 days, it's $85. If you want to run it for 7 days, it's $170. For 2 weeks, it's $297. And they have a great track record that you get dozens of leads. And these are quality leads, right? So that's good. But here's the point. Here's what I said to the Power Agents yesterday when we did the launch. This is something, if you've got a listing, you don't have to commit to this whole thousands of dollars and this whole program and It's like, you know what? If you have $85 and you have a listing or an open house that you want to promote, just do the $85. Like do a small investment to kick the tires to see if it works. If it doesn't work and you don't generate anything from that, then you don't do it again. So my point that I'm trying to make here in this first tip is do investments, but do small, because I don't want you to spend money you don't have. All right? Don't get into long-term contracts. That's why they are coaching. That's why it's not you pay in advance or you pay a whole year. No. Month to month. It's small. If it works, you continue. If it doesn't, you cancel. That's what you do with this. The second thing is consider a niche when you're at this level. So a niche, for example, when you think about a doctor, who does better? A general practitioner or a specialist? A heart surgeon? a neuroscience, right? A neurosurgeon. So when you're a specialist, you do better. Like orthodontist, that's a specialty as opposed to just dentists. Orthodontists, they make more than regular dentists. So here's I'm going to suggest you look at this. So let's say a niche might be geographic, which is the most common, right? Geographic is what, when we hear farming as in the real estate profession, we think, okay, here's the addresses of 500 people mailed to them. But there's other niches. So it could be price range. It could be condos. Like price range. Let me go back. Price range. One of our power agents, Michael LaFido, he does $1 million properties. Margaret Troutman, a Compass agent on Long Island, multi-million-dollar properties. She knew getting into real estate. She got into real estate to just do, like, the starter price was $1 million. Like, and her business was right out the gate like that. So thinking price range could be condos, co-ops is different. Shout out to Florida. I think all the condos, the majority of the condos in the United States are in Florida. Condos and co-ops, the style of home. Like for me, I love colonials too. My broker, my mentor was waterfront property. Ethnic, I'm not talking fair housing. One of our top agents in the office, I manage Sue Wong, Korean lady, Korean culture. Like there's cultural things. There's the language. Especially if that's your ethnicity working that group. There's nothing wrong with that. Investors, they look at numbers. It's not emotional. The other one's emotion. People buy with emotion. Investors, they buy based on the numbers. It's different. Retirees. Okay, first-time home buyers, you want to have that? One of our power agents, that's what she did. She was committed to taking renters and getting them into home ownership. She was passionate about that, you see. So consider a niche market. The third thing is create a slogan for yourself if you have a niche market. Slogans are good, but it's branding. Let's look at some. For example, Walmart, save money, live better. Nike, just friggin' do it. That's the New York office. They added the friggin'. You don't see that nationally. Coca-Cola, open happiness. I love that one. Kodak, share the moments, share life. Allstate, you're in good hands. Come on now. That's right. I probably should. You know what I should have done? McDonald's, I'm loving it. I probably should have hidden the slogan. You probably would have come up with it. Let me show you some of our power agent slogans as an example to give you an idea. Dan, the real estate man. So you take a slogan, rhyme it with your name. One was the condo specialist. There's no rhyming, but it speaks specifically what she did. Galen King, there's a combo. Galen King, the condo king. You know, obviously it rhymed and it said what the niche market was. Some just gave them, one power agent just gave themselves the title, the equestrian specialist. Obviously, we know what this power agent focuses on. This is a cute one. Everything I touch turns to sold. I've seen this, I think, overused, quite frankly, though. Outstanding in my field. This is a great one. Our power agent, Paul, he focused on vacant land. And so his business card was him standing in an open field with his hands up like this. Outstanding in my field. You get the play on words there. Mr. Real Estate, a Century 21 power agent in New Jersey, used to call himself that. A very colorful guy. Walter Sanford became a speaker. He was called Long Beach's Realtor. Claudia Caesar, the classic realtor. Come on now, that's pretty cool. John Diamond, the quality is in the name. Bob Shield, the realtor that protects your interest. And Big Ben, call Big Ben for the right time of real estate. Some of you, I know what you're thinking, geez, I got to change my name. These people have great names. But yeah, so there are some examples. You can have it rhyme with your name. You can have it be just give yourself a title. Just say what you specialize in, right? So consider that niche, come up with a slogan, and then look at your branding. Now, what I want to say something about the brand. Oh, what was that? I just saw Val. What was that, Julie? Val, Val,
your real estate gal.
Val, the real estate gal. I love it. Do me a favor. Throw in the Q&A there, gang. Do you have a slogan? Are you thinking of a slogan? I want to see those. Pop those in there. I'm the lady realtor of SJ. Stacy says, that's awesome. Peter Chung, power agent, power action. I love it, Peter. As a power agent, definitely you use it. But listen, here's my point. Look at your branding, right? now on this one. So I want you to look at your email signatures, your profile. Make sure everywhere, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, I want you to check all of your stuff, your social media stuff. Make sure there's links are working. You're branding yourself consistently. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk to power agents for a second. Power agents, we've been pumping out there. We just launched. Our power agents are getting their certificates. They're getting their pins. And you'll notice power agents, the bottom right-hand corner, this bag here, I really wanted to show. I don't know if you can read it. It says, helping buyers and sellers get to their next level. So, power agents, because you are in 1% of all agents in the country, and because we own the registered trademark and only you, power agents, can use that slogan, that's a great brand for yourself to be in the top 1% of agents in the country. And I'm going to show you some power agents. You should be branding this by promoting that you're a power agent, because I want you to see something. Man, I should have had a little animation here to point. So let me just verbally tell you. Yvette over here, she posted this on her personal page, and I want you to see this. She's got 110 likes. And I know this was just up for a few days. Renee King, 76 likes. So people, and if we were to look at the comments, can you see, Julie, can you read that where it says the number of comments? I don't know if you can see that on the screen.
69 comments?
69 comments. This is Renee, the plethora of comments. Congratulations, Renee. We knew this. This is great promotion, great branding. So power agents, make sure you're doing that, okay? Because it's big stuff. Okay, next thing, number 5 is update your photo. So update your photo, like this guy, God bless him. Thank God he's not a power agent, but what is this he's holding in his hand? I don't even recognize what that is anymore. That's something, he got that from the Smithsonian. And these are actual real estate agents, and this is their marketing. Like this lady, I love it, but I wouldn't be holding a glass of what? What are you, a boozer? It's not good imaging. So pay attention. Make sure you're not using your high school photo. Make sure it's up to date. Okay, so here's what we said. Level 2 is do small investments in your marketing. Consider a niche and then a slogan. Look at your branding and update your phone. Now, listen, obviously, agents at level 2, you should still be doing level 1 stuff, right? You should still be prospecting and getting appointments and building and da-da-da-da. If you guys are learning anything, do me a favor. I know you've been a great group. You've been very vocal. I love this. Tell me, what did you like best so far? What did you learn so far of the 2 levels? I don't care what level you are. Just what's the one thing that really spoke to you that you said, I really like? I know open house was coming. I want to see what those are. And while we're waiting for people to catch up with that question, I'm going to go on to level 3. And level 3 are those agents who power agents that really have that money coming in. One of our power agents, for example, Annette Mina, she started with us in 1993, the first year that the power program is launched. And she was, she was not doing, she was struggling. And now Peter said consistent action. I see everybody's coming in. Julie just posted. Let me pause here for a second. I want to read these here. Loving the use of the drone at the open house event. Yes. Love the marketing piece, Barbara. Very good. And slogan, I need one, Dolores. Give it some thought, Dolores, okay? Yeah, Mike says you're doing great. Thank you very much. Boy, these, I can't publish them. They're going too fast, Jules. They're really coming in. These are also valuable. Working my slogan, Daniel. Very good. The open house drone. I'm telling you, that open house drone, that thing's the bomb. Who does that? It's not expensive to do. So fear method to overcome. Yes, the slogans are great. Mastering the listing. Okay, great. Julie, you'll publish everybody's comments.
Yep, I got it.
So Annette, going back to Annette was, not doing well years ago. Now she's like the top agent in thousands of agents at Douglas Elliman. And so she does do a lot of what we cover. So let's get into this. You want to schedule your events. So when you are at this level where you have money coming in on a regular basis, you want to look at promoting your business. Now you're going to spend more money and you're going to spend it on events. But what I want you to do is plan it out. Just don't do it haphazardly. Look at your entire year and scope it out. Where am I going to do print? If I'm doing mailings, when am I doing those? Am I going to do a charity drive? Another calendar to map out is your past clients. your past clients should be hearing from you, not monthly. What we did over here is I created a monthly calendar. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking here and you guys can't see it. Sorry. Let me go back. Jules, I forgot. Yay. Let me go back. So I was just talking. Here's the first tip. I don't know what the last thing you saw. So let's take it from the top. So going from Annette, here's what she's been doing that's really been helping her business. Well, I'll share with you. Number one is scheduling your events. So what you want to do is think about the events that you're going to do in a course of a year and plan it out so it's not haphazardly, right? So if you look at all the different activities, so here's what I recommend you do. If you're not a power agent, sit down and think about all of the activities that you can do that would cost money, marketing things, right? Some will cost more or less than others. And then just say, I'm going to do it at this time of year, this month, blah, blah, blah. So plan out your marketing is my point. Another thing to do is your past client marketing calendar should be different because these are people that have actually engaged with you, you've generated revenue from this relationship. So they're going to get a higher level of service. Now, I'm not suggesting that you send out something every month to your past clients, but how I train, here's how I train, is the whole power program and all of our training is like this, it's like a buffet. When you go to a buffet, or a Brazilian steak place or whatever, you don't have to eat everything that's there. You look at the buffet and you say, oh, I like this. And I'll try this. And then if you like something really good, you go back and use it again. So that's how we do our training, is that we want to give you more than you can ever do because we want you to find your voice, find what works for you and use that, right? And so the same concept is here with this calendar. You don't have to send something every month to your past clients because they already know you. You just got to, keep reminding them, maybe on a quarterly basis. So let me go through what some of those are. I'll show you in just a minute. So schedule your events is the first thing. Having a client appreciation event is a great strategy. One of our power agents, Larry Gardner from Exit in Long Island, he's such a good marketer because he's always putting himself out there. He's doing this summer beach party, June 21st. And what he did too on the right there, you'll see he created a landing page in the Facebook group. And, you're not see it there, the number of reservations, but he's got over 70 reservations. He got all these sponsors, Lisa, Elizabeth, all those people. So Larry's the rest are vendors. And they're throwing money at this. So this is costing Larry probably $0. One of our other power agents, Mary Bundeck, she just posted this. She's doing a client appreciation movie night event at a movie theater. So there you go. RSVP, 2 tickets per client. They're going to get popcorn, I'm sure. This is incredible. This is great what she's doing, client appreciation. Another thing that we're really big on, and I do want to tell, because I know we have some new power agents, is that one of the things that we launched a few years ago was this trunk or treat concept. And we launched it at the beginning of the pandemic because we were trying to figure out strategies to help agents. How do you promote your business in this new real estate reality with this pandemic? So the whole concept of the trunk or treat is, if you've never heard of this before, is that instead of kids going from door to door knocking, that you actually bring all of the neighbors into a parking lot and each neighbor decorates their car trunk like this. And then the kids go from car to car in the parking lot. And so it's called trunk or treat. Now, what's really awesome about this is that you have, if you put together this event, you've got your entire farm area in a parking lot. So it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You got your farm in a parking lot. That's number one. Number two, you're a hero because you did this thing and you can give contests, the best trunks. They win something that they have other people sponsor the prize. And it's engaging. It's fun. The kids are safe. Because they're all in the spot. The neighbors get to meet one another. I'm telling you, this is something you should start planning now. Now, Power Agents, we created a guide for you on how to do the whole thing, how to promote it, the flyers to use, the dialogue, the calls to make, and how to get volunteers. So this is a great market. This one event, I know a power agent who's actually the CEO of Lab Coat Agents, Tristan. He did this when we launched a couple of, he said it's one of his favorite marketing tools. So what we did is we actually said, well, what if we created a parking lot party guide, regardless, like not just for the Halloween, but let's say any event, whether it's 4th of July or Mother's Day or Easter egg hunt, like how to create parking lot events. And so we created that guide as well for the power agents. But anyway, let's continue on. So client appreciation, support your schools. Let me go through some of these really quick. So the school supply event, we're coming to this time where kids are going to be going back to school. So maybe doing a fundraiser. Operation Backpack is an incredible thing. There are some companies like the Goodies Factory where they actually give you all the marketing material, the sign-in sheets, like they tell you how to run a fundraising event. So you can do a fundraising event for the school district, sponsor school folders. This is not expensive. Let me tell you something really quick. So the whole concept, if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. When a child goes to school on Monday, the teacher has a homework folder that puts all the homework for the entire week, and that child brings that folder home, so it helps the parent do the homework with the child, and it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, so think about if you were to sponsor the folders for a class or for a whole grade or for the whole school, and because of that, you actually can put sponsored by on the folder somewhere. I mean, talk about shelf life, Maron. The shelf life on a sponsor school folder, and gang, it is not as expensive as you think it might be. So support your schools, whether it's a fundraiser, the folders, smile stops. These are what we call when you knock on a door, you stop by at a house. So for example, Beth, one of our power agents, what she did was for 4th of July, which she's planning, it's for Flag Day, right? What she did is she baked these cookies and she put it in the thing, and these are smile stops, or when you stop by with a gift for people, right? One of our power agents did a smile stop for the birthday cake. Somebody was sick. Unfortunately, they got a COVID thing, and so she stopped by with a little cake. So that's what we call smile stops. We actually, because you want to put a smile on people's face. Here, I'll show you the acronym at the bottom. It's about service. You want to meet them face to face. You invite them to share about what's going on in their life. You leave behind a token of gratitude, and then you elevate the relationship by following up. So, for example, if we look at, this is for the summer, a whole bunch of summer ideas. So, a toy sand sifter with a note. I can help sift through the real estate process with ease. Kitchen scissors with a note. I can help you cut through the real estate red tape. The ice cream scoop. If you ever want the scoop of real estate market, call me. I'm happy to help. I shouted out to Larry Gardner. Again, he's just a really good marketing power agent. And there's his ice cream scoop, a little plastic thing with his logo on it and a business card attached to it. Really good. So support your schools, do the smile stops. And then the last on this would be work with local vendors. Start to think about how you can help bring business to the businesses in your community. One of our power agents, Kat Ryan in California, she would interview the restaurants and have them share ideas. And if you look at the post there, she got 83 likes on one, 90 on the other. And those were only like one day apart. It really helps promote the community, helps promote the business, helps promote you. Talk to like the bakery and say, hey, listen, I want to promote your business. Would you donate a free birthday cake to my client base when it's their birthday? I'll do the mailings. I'll do the printing. You don't have to pay for anything. I'm giving a gift to my clients. I'm promoting your business. You take that certificate, put it into a postcard thing. It's a win-win. So these are things that you can do for your community and for your businesses. So schedule your events in advance. Client appreciation event this year, I think, will be important. Support your schools. That's coming up. Do your smile stops. And, of course, working with your local vendors. So, gang, here's what we said. We're going to go to questions in just a minute now because it's come to that time. But just to recap, level 1, we covered 5 strategies. If you have no business, hit those phones. Level 2, handful of listings, get better and consistent with what you're doing. And of course, level 3 is what we covered. All right, now listen, we have a special for the guests. So hang on a second. Before we go to the questions, I'm going to take 2 minutes to give our guests an opportunity to become a power agent. Let me tell you what the power agent is. And actually, Sarah, you can put up that link for people if they want to become a power agent now. But here's what's going to happen. If you decide you want to become a power agent, you're going to receive that power agent designation. Yeah, you'll be part of the weekly coaching calls if you like. These are Monday calls where you can actually talk to me, ask me questions. Current power agents, if you've been on the call, shout out on the Q&A and let people know what you think of the weekly Monday calls. There's training on demand that you have access to over 100 modules that you can help improve your business on how to do listing appointment, negotiate your offers, work with your buyers to get buyers agency agreements signed. Marketing materials that you can customize. There's over 600. They're the best in the industry, like the Child's Guide, for example, is just one of the 600. There's these week building sessions that we have for you. There's a closed Facebook group of brainstorming and networking along with the National Power Agent Network Directory. I will tell you, we're seeing about 5 deals a month come through from power agent to power agent. 29 of the best prospecting scripts. Those level 1 and 2 people, you really need to get those scripts, along with Talent Tuesday training. So every Tuesday, we'll interview or launch a new product for the power agents. Not every Tuesday. It's usually we'll do 2 or 3 a month. We have Tracy Palmero, who went from 0 to 6 figures. She's a power agent, and she did that in less than 3 years. And so we're going to be interviewing Tracy coming up. It's all for that is $47 a month. There's no long-term contract. You can cancel anytime. Now, the VIP power agent, that's $1,500 a month. And that is everything. And the difference there is getting my personal cell for one-on-one coaching. So those are the 2 choices. But we're going to focus on that 47 because if you are a guest, you can actually kick the tires for a whole month for $5. So, you've got to ask yourself if it's be good to do that. I think it's good for $5. You'll have access to the entire website and the whole membership, full status. You can cancel anytime, as we said. Here's who this program is for, just to be clear, because that's a common question we get. If you are sick and tired of old scripting and hard sell approach, then this is the program for you because that's not what we teach. The only place we teach dialogue is on the telephone because those are 5 to 7 minute conversations. But how to do listing appointments, negotiate we do not teach memorized scripts. We teach how to talk from your heart, not your head. You'll discover a new way on how to be as a real estate agent. So if you want to be of service and stop doing sales, if you want to be more passionate and live from making a difference, if you want to serve people, not sell people, coach people, not close people, this is definitely the type of program for you. If you want to feel like you're making a difference in people's lives and you want to do that with less stress and more fun and have financial freedom, then this is the training for you. Now, I'll just show you a couple examples and then we're going to go to questions. John Cadafo, he made $323,000 in his second year real estate, and he's been killing it ever since because of what we taught him, because of this program. Vicki Yates, one of our power agents, she said she got an offer accepted today. She had this buyer who refused to sign a buyer agent's agreement, but they finally signed it. It was their 5th offer, finally happened, got that offer accepted. Carmen, a Howard Hanna power agent, she listed 5 FSBOs in one weekend because of the dialogue that we give you as a power agent and how to have a breakthrough in that fear. Along with Jean, she said, I love the done-for-you items in the classroom. The guides help you. The Wednesday webinars are pretty powerful. Marie Lynn, power agent from Next Level, she went from 60 grand to 209 in just 12 months because of what we teach. And then the last one I'll just share with you, I mean, I can keep going on and on, is I felt a little insecure with listings, but Darryl's programs taught me how to be a great lister. So, and there's another testimonial, but I'm interested in the power agents' comments in the Q&A. We're going to open up to questions right now. But listen, if you are a guest, I'm going to encourage you for just the $5 to get access to the power program and give it a shot. It's less than a Starbucks coffee, so you can't lose. All right. So Julie, let's go to the questions. Do we have any questions from the folks that we need to address? And by the way, your questions I'm sorry, Julie, the questions can either be about the power program or about what we taught today. So whatever works for you, rock and roll with those questions. Okay, go ahead, Jules. What do we got?
I love it. I just want to start with Patricia that says, you're the only coach that doesn't use scripts, and I so appreciate that.
Yeah, this is if you're if I'll tell you, gang, if what I said before, if you want to know how to talk from your heart and not your head, I mean, listen. You're going to get better results with the way we teach. The way we teach empowers your voice, and you'll feel more like you were meant to do this business, and it won't seem as hard or as stressful. So that's the training that we provide. Okay, Jules, what
really
we got?
Feel more authentic, right? Like a lot of agents feel like they're being phony when they're being salesy, right? So, and
Exactly.
that's the difference maker. Jill says,
Yep.
belonging to Power Agents is one of the best decisions I've ever made. With Darryl on your team, you will start seeing amazing things happen immediately. He is real, and once he's in your head, you can't lose. I love it. Thank you, Jill. Mitch says, I'm starting to see that a lot of real estate brokers are starting to become virtual offices. How do you deal with that trend if you're not someone who's computer savvy?
All right. So Mitch, that's a great question. So if you're somebody who's not computer savvy, or don't worry about it, man, because we're still in the people business. What we have learned during the pandemic is that you can list a property and never see it. You can buy a property without seeing it until closing. So that really has what the pandemic has really done is take the technology that we've been talking about for years, that people thought that would happen someday, and it just made it really urgent and kind of rewrote the rules. But Mitch, don't stress, right? It's still a people business. If you show me somebody who doesn't have a TikTok account and Instagram and and doesn't even have a website, but they know how to be with people, they're door to door, they're talking to folks, they're coaching them. Like, if you are an honest, sincere human being that is committed to serving people and helping them get to their next level, and you know how to market properties, and I mean, you have value. Here's something else I want to say to y'all, is that not everybody likes me and not everybody likes you. That's the nature of human beings. We can't stress about who we don't connect with. We need to find the people who can relate to us, who we do connect with. So Mitch, there's people out there that need you, that you have something of value, because your state gave you a license and says you, Mitch, know more than any civilian. So you need to just go out and find those people that connect with you, because they're there waiting for you. Okay. Next question.
Wow, I love that. Daniel says, I joined Power Agents last week, and I got more out of 1 week doing this than anything else. Darryl, you're amazing, and I appreciate this program so much. I'm looking forward to the future.
Thank you.
That made our whole team smile, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mark. Yeah, Mark. So, let me read Mark's question. New York State, you cannot call expireds unless you have a real customer. Mark, that is not accurate. You absolutely 100% can call expireds, even if they're on the do not call list. You absolutely can call FSBOs, even if they're on the do not call list. And I'm not going to get into that today, but 100% you can. It's a political thing. That's all I'm going to say. We don't have time for me to get into that. Okay. So, but listen, if you are the one that says that I don't want to, I want to play it safe, that's fine. If you want to choose to be conservative and kill off FSBOs and expireds that are on the do not call list, then just know you're limiting your potential of revenue. That's a choice that you're making, a business decision. That's fine. Some agents, that's what they choose. Okay. So you'll just have to make it up somewhere else. Next question.
Judy says, where's the best place to get leads and telephone numbers other than your sphere?
Yeah, Judy, that whole Red X, if you're a power agent, Judy, I'll show you where to find that. It's in the classroom, but to me, Red X is the best tool. Now, Red X does cost some money. I will take, because it's a separate company that we recommend that we push. But Judy, as a power agent, you pay $0 in the first 30 days. So what I suggest you do, Judy, is you sign up with Red X when you're ready to start hitting the phones, like at least 5 days a week for an hour. Because here's what I can promise you, Judy. If you use Red X and you prospect 1 hour a day for 5 days a week for a whole month, I promise you, you're going to get a listing or 2 or 3, which means you now just paid for the Red X program for the next 10 years. I'm not kidding. So that's how you do that. Okay, next question.
I love it. And just a side note on that, we just did a webinar with Red X, and they actually offer coaching sessions where you can call in and role play with their team members. So, I mean, that's just phenomenal.
Exactly.
I love
what
it.
I'm showing you right now, Julie. I just want to get to this. Power Agents, this is, everybody, this is the classroom where the magic is in the program. And what was the question we were just talking about? Well, Dwayne, let's go to Dwayne's question. I'll point it out. Dwayne said, how do you feel about leaving voicemails? Dwayne, I love leaving voicemails. I'll tell you why. Because, Dwayne, if you don't leave a voicemail, what definitely you can count on is they're not going to call you. That's 100% guaranteed. If you do not leave a voicemail, 100% guarantee they will not call you back. Now, if you leave a voicemail, you've created the possibility that they'll call you back. So you must leave voicemails. Now, the question is, what voicemail do you leave? So when you go to our classroom and you go to prospecting, these are all the dialogues. And you will find, and it's all alphabetical, D for dialogue, D for the FSBO dialogue, old FSBO dialogue, FSBO voicemail. I'm telling you, that dialogue, you will have FSBOs call you back 50% of the time. And when they call you back and they know you're a realtor, I'm telling you, you're going to get that appointment because only somebody who's interested in meeting with you will call you back. So, and it's really powerful dialogue. So, all right, next question, Julie.
I love it. Jennifer says, will we have access to the documents that you've shown, like the time map, the productivity tracker?
Yeah.
She was referring to when you first started and you had all the trackers.
Yeah. So Jennifer, everything, whenever you've seen anything in my slides, like these 100 other ways to generate listings, the tracker, the daily schedule, all of these are Power Program content. So not the speed bumps, but anything that was a form that you saw, like the children thing, the little coupons for that, because that goes hand in hand. The template for the open house, I'll show you where it is. Everything that was in the slides today is part of the program. So if I go to classroom, well, here, I won't even do that. Let me just type in chart. So I will tell you, Power Agents, you got to use the search function. It's awesome. So if I type in the word chart, bada bing, look at all the charts. Now, these charts, when you open them up, you can customize them. When I type in the guide, let's define the children's guide. So let me type in the word guide. Remember that. Let me show you how many guides are here. And these guides, I'm telling you, gang, are like this one here. The buyer's guide is 35 pages. That's the postcard buyer's guide to real estate. So I'm going to click on that, and it's a huge file. So it's going to take about a minute to open up, and I'll show you what to do with the buyer's guide. But that children's guide, there's the party planning guide.
I love
it. The easy move guide is for adults. Let me find the children's guide. I'm going to the next page. There's the trunk or treat guide. Where's the kids guide? I'm still flipping. We have a lot of guides for you.
Partner or something. You might put children or partner for the thing with the coupon.
Should I put children? Okay. Yeah, maybe it should show up. There it is. Good move. So this is the good move guide that I just showed you a moment ago. Now that guide's about, I don't know, 12 pages. I'm maybe 15. Let me open up the buyer's guide though. The buyer's guide is what you would give to a buyer. And I want you to see how many pages and the beautiful that it looks. This guide is over, like I said, 30 pages. But here's the point I want you to see. This over here is where you can customize. See how I'm dragging that? So, and let's say you don't like one of the bullets here. Watch what I just do. I just deleted everything. I just put it back. You can actually, our stuff, you can actually edit down to the letter. And it's so easy. You don't have to learn a new software. But here's something else that Julie loves to talk about. Who's involved in the purchase of your home? You can copy this if I right click and hit copy, and then I went to my Facebook page, I can post it as a blog article or on my website, or I can do a flyer mailing like this one guide on how to buy real estate in today's market. This one guide, I can make so many different uses, and we have over 600. So this is what I mean, gang. This is, but I will tell you what we did, and then we'll go to the next question, is we organized everything in the classroom. So if you needed something in relationship to buyers, you go to buyers. If you need something on farming and self-promotion, you go there. If you need some improvement on your listing appointment, you go there. So we categorized, if you're a new agent, handling objections, servicing sellers, time and money management to stay focused, social media posts. There's the Red X link that I was thinking about. Let's go to the next question, Julie.
Excellent. Well, since you just shared the buyer's guide, I do want to give you guys an extra little tip. We have an open house signs that you can do, and in that there is one or two of them is a little sign that you can create, put it in a lucite frame, have a QR code that goes to the buyer's guide and the seller's guide on your site. It's a great way to take people that are coming into your open house and take them online to your site as a download.
Let me just jump to, because we have so many questions, and I want to make sure we get to, because there was one question. Jason,
Sure.
Can you show the slide for the best sources of leads again? So Jason, here's what I'll tell you. When you sign up as a power agent, we're going to email you all the slides. If you're a current power agent, if you go to Darryl's top picks, and then I'm going to show you one other thing, Jason. If you go to Darryl's top picks and then you hit this red button as a current power agent, you'll get the whole slide sent to you right away. So new power agents will email it to you. I think, are we doing that? Wait, maybe I'm mistaken. Sarah, are we emailing today's slides, or we just have them go there now? I forgot.
Could you say that again?
So with the slides today, are we emailing the slides to people, or when they sign up, they just go here to get the slides?
We're still emailing the slides.
Okay, good. So if you sign up today, Jason, you're going to get the slides emailed. But I'll show you something else. If you type in the number 100, you're going to see one of the slides I showed you was the 100 best ideas in prospecting to generate listing leads and listing appointments. We actually have two versions of it, but it's still the 100 best ideas. So just type in the word 100 and you'll find that as well. All right. Next question, Julie.
Lewis says, how useful, effective is RedX if the platform is providing the same information to hundreds of agents who may call, contact an expired listing? I'm thinking before I contact an expired, there must be at least 50 other people who contact the same expired. Maybe they'll be over the excessive calls from agents. We hear that all the time, right?
Yeah, we do. So what's your alternative then? So think about it. What's the alternative? So if other agents are calling an expired and you're afraid that the homeowner is getting tired, does that mean you don't call? Because that expired is going to list with somebody. So do you door knock? Well, what if some other people are door knocking? Do you not do? So here's the answer to that question. You don't worry about what other people are doing. You focus on what you're doing. And what are you doing today to generate a listing appointment? What we know about, there's now business and future business. Now business are people who've raised their hand and say, I want to sell. When? Now. There's FSBOs, there's expireds. Every day there's listings coming to MLS. And there are expireds, by the way. Some people say it's a hot market, there's no expireds. We've done a study in one market. In just 45 days, there was over 1,000 expireds. And the audience, they turned white because they were saying to me, there's no expireds. And when I showed them from the MLS, there was over 1,000 in 45 days. They were like, oh, wow. So there are expireds, there are FSBOs. It's now business, and you should work them or not. And if you don't, because of whatever reason, your results will be predictable, which is you won't get any listings. So, but if you do call and you put yourself out there, maybe you'll get one or two. Because here's the thing too, those homeowners will list with a person that they connect with, and they may connect with you, but you can't be a secret agent in real estate, right? So they need to know that you're out there. Next question, Julie.
One of the favorite things that you say, Darryl, all the time is don't kill off possibilities. And that's one example of it, right?
Exactly.
Let's see. My office supplies Redux, expired, FISBOs. I've tried phone calling for 2 months. Didn't produce anything. Every call hung up on me or never received a phone call back when I left a message. He needs the magic voicemail.
Yeah, Mitch. So the only way I can help you, Mitch, is if you're calling and they're hanging up, I'm telling you it's your dialogue. So, Mitch, I listed my batting average. If I speak to 4 FISBOs, I'll schedule 3 appointments. And Mitch, I'm telling you, if I don't know you, I'm gonna assume you don't know me. Okay. So, Mitch, one of my claims to fame is that I go on stage and I call FISBOs live from the stage. I'm the only real estate coach that does that I know of anyway. And I pipe my phone through the speakers when I do this. So that way you, the audience, can hear the FISBO and me. And anybody that has seen that, if they're on the call, just put it in the Q&A. My batting average, if I speak to 4, I'll schedule 3. And that was my batting average in New York. And New York FISBOs are the meanest because they'll curse at you before they hang up. So the problem, Mitch, is not that FISBOs are mean or FISBOs hang up or da-da-da. The problem is there's something you're saying in the first 30 seconds that's creating that happening. So if you're a power agent, what I want you to do, Mitch, is on the Monday coaching call, I want you to be on the next Monday call because then I can role play with you and I'll show you what the problem is, okay? If you're not a power agent, some people say, you know what, for $5, because here's the thing too, for this, if you're a new power agent, for that $5 for the whole month, part of what you're getting is 4 coaching calls every Monday where you can actually role play with me and talk to me. So, I think it might be worth that $5, but you decide on that. Next question.
For $5, you can tap into coaching every single week. Get your, see where your business is at. Make the adjustments where you needed to.
Okay.
Patricia says, what are 3 things you would do every day, no matter what? And we will get this recording if we are a power agent. Yes, you'll get the recording.
Yes, Patricia. Yes, you're going to get that recording. Patricia, here's what I recommend you do is look at what we did today and pick the 3 things that you should do every day. I think it doesn't have to be 3. It has to be 1. And that is to be talking to I'll give you 2. For 1 hour, talk to people who are looking to sell real estate. And for another hour, talk to people who want to buy real estate. So those are your 2 must-do tasks every day, Patricia, or at least 5 days a week. Next question.
I love the productivity at the activity tracker as well, Patricia. That is like.
Julie, let me just get through these questions here really quick because there's so many. I want to get through them all.
Jennifer says this is great. I actually signed up on Monday. I can't wait to learn the system. So onboarding is a good thing for her.
Yep. Let me show her the onboarding. So, because if we're going to do anything, Jules, I want to make sure we show it to people. When we're referencing stuff in here. So Jennifer, if you're our new power agent, like Julie just said, the onboarding is really awesome, right? So if you click on onboarding, there's a training program on how to maximize the value out of the power program. And I'm going to just go full screen so you can see it and take me out of there. And when you click on module 1, it gives you all these tasks that we recommend that you do. You check them off. I'm unchecking them right now just so I can show it to you. But let's say that what's really cool, Jennifer, as well, is when it tells you, head over to the Power Agent directory and make sure your profile is set up. Well, if I click on profile, bada bing, it's going to bring me actually to the Power Agent profile. And this is where agents are actually networking and referring. And I'll show you an example. Aaron Gray, always, because he's in the first spot, he always gets this great little promo. But he's really filled out a great profile. He's a top producing agent, Quality Service Award. He speaks 2 languages, English and real estate. There's all of his social media. There's his bio. He's a husband and wife, 30 years, 3 adult sons and a granddaughter. Congratulations. Anyway, if I'm looking for an agent in the Philly area, I might just call Aaron and check him out and go to his YouTube channel. So that's the Power Agent directory, which is also all included. So anyway, just to finish, those are the modules. I'm talking about making a plan, getting listings, lead gen, buyers, yada, yada. and that's the directory. Okay, next question, Julie.
Awesome.
I mean, not directory. That's the onboarding. Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Andrew says, Darryl, you're an amazing speaker. I love listening to you. I decided to join last week, and I don't regret it a bit.
Thank you, Andrea. That's very sweet of you to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sabine, where do I find the Facebook ad link? So the just listed social is what she's talking about. We covered that.
Thanks, Jules. Yeah, so what we did is we just added this, right? So if you go to this link here, just listed, it's in the classroom, and it's under justlisted.social. When you click there, it'll bring you to the Power Agent page. And if you're going to promote your listing or you want to promote yourself, there are two different order forms. But if you're promoting a listing, and there's a little video goes through it, but if you just start your campaign, you type in your name, your MLS. If I keep going, it's going to say, what's the MLS number? It's so simple. In less than 2 minutes, you'll have an ad on Facebook that looks like this, and you'll generate at least, depending on how long you advertise, but we're seeing about 15 leads on the medium-sized ad. Okay, next question, Julie. By the way, we did a launch yesterday. Let me just point that out. If you go to Webinars on Demand as a Power Agent, you will see it's not up and running yet, but you will
remember, we have a webinars. We've got issues with the.
Got you. Okay.
So it'll be up this afternoon. Sarah's working.
It'll be up this afternoon. The launch for that will be in the Webinars on Demand for you. Yeah. Okay. Next question, Julie.
Patricia loves my calm demeanor. I'm like the Johnny Carson with Ed McMahon. So I guess I'm your Ed McMahon to your Johnny Carson.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Robert says, Monday calls are fantastic. Darryl is so knowledgeable. He loves to help. If you have a question, get the right answer from the master. Awesome, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Stacy, what is the best website or app to create a QR code for your business?
Oh, Stacy, one of my favorite questions is QR code generator. So this is the one that we actually use in our company, right? So it's Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see it. I'm sorry. So you'll see it right up there, QR-code-generator. And what's really cool about, let's just confirm my choices, is what this will do is not only will it help generate a QR code for you, but then it creates V cards and can post on Facebook. You can create brochures and da-da-da. Now, there is a cost. There's a free version of it. And then there's, if you pay for, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's inexpensive a month. You'll get all of the bells and whistles. So, but there is a free version of it, which is suffice for most of you. So, okay, next question.
So what time are the coaching calls?
Coaching calls are every Monday at 11 o'clock Eastern time. And they're supposed to go for an hour, but they actually want them going about 3 hours because our commitment, like with this webinar, same thing. We end the training when everybody's question is answered. So that's how we work. So you'll see some of our coaching calls. They just go on for hours. Let's see, the last one that we had went 2 hours and 30 minutes. A couple of weeks before that was almost 3 hours. So, but we get what we have to get done the first 60 minutes, and then we stay on and continue with questions.
There's actually 3 ways to get on the calls. You can watch it on Facebook. If you're a visual person, you can watch us. We live stream to Facebook. You can call in on your phone, or you can Zoom in. So there's 3 ways. So it depends on what your comfort level and what you like. A lot of people are visual. They want to watch it visually.
Yeah. So as Julie said, is what we do is when we do the when we stream it to the Facebook closed group, because some people like to see behind the scenes and they like to just use Facebook. I'm trying to get to it right now. This was the launch from yesterday with the social thing. And there's just a lot of power agents. And this is the Monday coaching call as an example as well. And okay, next question, Julie.
Nancy says, I like the idea of calling expires, but what is the best, easiest way to confirm that they have not already gone active with another agent?
That's a great question. So if you use a system like Redx, they actually check that before you call them. So that's part of what Redx is doing, is it's giving you the ability to not waste your time calling expired who already listed with somebody. So
Fantastic.
other than that, the only other way. So if you didn't have Red X, how would you do it? Well, you'd have to search your MLS every time, because you'll have the expired or the FSBO, either one, and you'd have to search for address to see if they've listed, and that would be with the FSBO as well. But Red X does all that for you.
Well, that takes the speed bumps out, right?
That's right.
Exactly. Jennifer, if I signed up earlier this week, will I still get the slides emailed to me? The answer is yes, Jennifer, you will.
If I signed up earlier Jennifer, because you already signed up, right? Jennifer is very active power agent. I love it because I think this is our third question. I love it, Jennifer. Keep them coming. Yes, Jennifer. So if you signed up earlier this week, here's where the slides are for you. Okay, so go to the Power Program, DarrylSpeaks.com. Go to Power Program. Go to class. Go to Classroom, which you'll see up here, and then go to Darryl's Top Picks. When you go to Darryl's Top Picks, you'll see this big red button, Jennifer. That'll be today's slides. And there's also other stuff here, Jennifer, to check out. These are some of the top power agents that we've interviewed. There's some other my favorite charts. So check that out as well. Next question.
Fantastic. Olga says, can you please show all the content that could be branded and personalized? That's a tall order, Olga.
Olga, so Olga, we have over 600, right? So I'll just show you one, which is the farming and self-promotion. So here's some guides that are there. There's some charts. There's a finder's fee. There's the Halloween certificate and the birthday cake. There's the neighborhood market report they can do. Then there's also some checklists, which is taking a little while for it to load, probably because I have too many things open is why that's happening. So we will close some, although I think I have a really good computer. So there's the moving checklist for kids that you can personalize. There's that's not a marketing thing, but that's for you, how to do the open house checklist. This is for the serious sellers checklist. Here's all the dialogues for calling. These are not marketing pieces, but these are not all the dialogues, some dialogues specific to farming. Here's some guides. We're really good with the guides. There's, I think, 12 guides that we have. Then there's 26 reasons why a FSBO shouldn't sell, 6 reasons your home isn't selling. Every one of these you can customize along with a flyer to promote you. By the way, I'm only up to F, Olga. And but if I continue down past flyers, I'm going to get to eventually infographics and letters. And Olga, every one of these letters, you open them up. They're in a Word document. So that way it's really super easy to copy, paste, to edit, and do whatever you want. There's a whole series of letters for FSBOs. There's actually 17 letters. 12. We edited some. And then there's just a ton of letters, and then there's more. So there's a newsletter. So we have newsletters for every month of the year that you can customize as well. We also have a print portal where if you wanted to, Olga, and you didn't want to print it and mail it yourself, we can do that for you as well. There's postcards. But Olga, I think I answered your question. I could go on, but I think we got it. All right. Is there anything else? Okay.
Where to find the smile stops, and you're actually floating over those now. So that was a timely question.
There's some smile stops, and we have some that are seasoned, some for the month. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you are a power agent, what I'm going to recommend you do is take 1 or 2 ideas that you got from today and commit to actually doing that. If you are a guest, we are going to, if you want to get the slides emails to you and get the schedule, and for $5, you need to click on that thing because we're going to end the webinar now. When we do, that little floating bar that's there is going to go away. And just to remind everybody that when it comes to the Power Program, you're going to get all of these things here and as part of just the $5. So you'll be able to be on the coaching calls every Monday for the next 4 weeks. You'll be able to get access to all of the flyers, the promotional material, the Facebook group, our chat, etc. So that way you get a real sense if this is going to help you in your business. If you're a new power agent, just get a little bit acclimated. Like, great that you were on this call today. Do the onboarding. Take your time. This is about building a career. So you're not going to do everything today or this week, a little bit at a time. Here's the last message I'll say. If you improve 10% a month, that's 120% in a year. That's how you double your production. It's not big surges. It's not a lot. It's a little bit consistently, and we want to help you through the process. So thanks for spending the time with us. Don't dilly-dally. Make that investment in yourself. You're worth more than $5. So make that investment in yourself. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the call. We are going to shut down. Click on that thing. Julie, I think we got it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for being a part of this. Please stay safe, stay focused, and know that you make a difference in the world. You are essential. All right. Thanks for being here. Keep smiling. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.